So I haven't checked my email in a while. Somebody sent me $5 on Cash App. They don't want to be named, but they wanted me to. They gave me a couple video ideas. I appreciate the money that goes to these 190 cats we feed every day. The video I'm going to go with, I had a couple different ideas. The farthest I've traveled outside the United States. So I went on I grew up in a small town outside of Niagara Falls, but I have been as far as like Vancouver, Washington, Seattle, Oregon, all the way down to like close to the California border, down to San Diego, into Mexico, furthest in Florida, Miami, back up to Boston. Not all at once and all that stuff, but I'm just giving you, and then drove across the United States a couple times. So the furthest I've ever been, and I've lived in like 5 different states, Florida being the best, New York being from New York being the worst. So I went to Barbados on a missions trip, flew out of Toronto, and at the time Canada was awesome. That's how long ago this was. Canada was actually a fucking awesome country at one time. Very polite, very clean. You could go in the pharmacy and get fucking Tylenol with codeine over the counter. Number 3, and the cough syrup too. So, I know this is a fucking. Maybe I do have ADHD. I don't know. I'm like, where the fuck's my dog? Is he not on the leash? I came out here with something. I don't remember what. So, we flew from Toronto nonstop to Barbados, and I just remember I love palm trees. Palm trees to me are like Prozac. They make me happy, especially at nighttime. They just look really sexy at nighttime. Something about palm trees at nighttime, like when they're silhouetted and you can't really see them, but you can see them. Anyways, Barbados. The airport was really shitty. There were signs, don't film, blah, 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 blah. I remember that. I remember pulling up to the Shell gas station, and everybody like drives like beeping and honking and lights, and I was like, what the fuck are these people doing down here? Pull up to the guy directing traffic with a state t-shirt on and construction, and he's drinking a Red Stripe at the thing with the stop sign. I was like, that's the first thing I noticed. Then I noticed that it's very easy to get cocaine and other drugs. I go to the bathroom. I'm a big American dude with no tattoos at the time. Maybe one, no tattoos. Did I have a tattoo at the time? Yeah, I had to have it. I had one shitty tattoo, a tribal. Way to think it through. Now I got a fucking band. Everybody thinks it's like an Aryan Nation band. It's my favorite band. Going to the bathroom at the beach, guy, I go to sit down, I think I took a shit, I had to, because I went in the bathroom, locked the stall, and a guy reaches his hands over with cocaine in one hand and a baggie and weed in the other, and I mean, it was a fucking chunk, like a fucking rock that would have cost probably about $300, and I've never even did cocaine at that point. I'm just going off future loser experience in my 30s. I didn't do cocaine until I was like 35. And then I remember walking out on the beach. This is way before Rihanna. And I remember this big ass crab, just like purple and blue and red. And I was like, God, how do people not believe in God? You know what I mean? Like the world. The scenery is just so beautiful. And I remember we ate a lot of flying fish. I was friends with a kid named Matt DeRose, I think. He lived in Amherst, a suburb outside of Buffalo, very affluent town. And when we got there, he was all about like, yo, let's get some weed, man. I'm definitely smoking some weed. And I said, bro, I'm on a missions trip to build a church. I'm not like anti-weed or anything like that. You know, by the time I was like 21, I had stopped smoking weed. I had a really bad LSD trip, and that shit stopped me from doing drugs for like a long time. Like, I remember saying something like, bro, he was like sneaking booze out of the people's liquor cabinet we were drinking with. He was a fun kid and stuff. I said, bro, I don't know, man. I'm on a missions trip. We're like the Blues Brothers, but better. I remember some pretty Barbadian girls that went to the church. I remember we ate a lot of flying fish. I remember he died in a car accident 6 weeks after we got back, or 6 months. I remember I went with my pedophile step parent that my mom married, this fucking creep, and he found a watch under the bed in the spare room and said, oh, I'm keeping this. And I said, bro, that's not your watch. We're on a missions trip from a church. These people go to the church that we're building. You find a watch in their house, and you're the first thing that was one of the 20 red flags about my stepdad. That, and he definitely molested somebody in his family. And my mom's like, I don't understand why nobody wants anything to do with him. His family treats him so horrible. It's like, yeah, take the hint, nerd. It's because he molested somebody.